this is beautiful. This is an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. It's a very rare sight, actually. Don't see them as often as you used to. That sound you hear, that's not something you really want to hear when you're out in the wilds of Florida. He's looking at us. Oh, he's fishing. Now he's warning. So that beautiful snake you just saw, he's big, he's beautiful, adult, and you find it in the most unlikely places along a trail where you have bikers, you have rollerbladers, they're going by, they don't even notice it. It's about... Alright, we've got a beautiful alligator snapping turtle here. Wonderful specimen, quite large as you can see. What's really interesting about the alligator snapping turtle, you can see its tongue. It's small, it's pink, it wriggles it around, looks like a little worm. And when this snapper is underwater, it just sits and waits. And it wiggles that little tongue, little fish come along, think it's a worm, try and get in close to get it. The alligator snapper chomps down and he's got himself a meal. What we have here, it's a wonderful sight. It's a gopher tortoise. It's right on a beach with all kinds of people. They're swimming, there's cars moving back and forth, and it's right here, and it's feeding on some vegetation. Doesn't seem to be bothered at all. Doesn't even mind me being here. He's gonna come on out, have a little meal here right in front of me. Aren't you? He's digging his claws in defensively. This is his burrow. Oh, and he's making progress. He's digging his claws in, it makes it very hard for me to pull him out. And he's in deep enough that he's probably going to get free. There he goes. Woo! Bye. I almost made it. He was about 3 feet from me, about from here to that little stem, and I just leapt like I was going for home base. I got one hand on him, and he doubled back and went right under me, and he was gone. So another one got away. Look at, there's still stuff sticking in me. Got him! This is the 9-banded armadillo, and you can tell by counting the bands that it has along its back, and there should be 9 bands, distinct bands. This is an introduced species in Florida, And it's limited in its distribution by the cold, so it likes the warm kind of tropical weather we have here. Their eyesight's not very good, but their hearing is excellent, and their sense of smell is excellent. But we were able to surprise him from behind near his burrow. This little guy is kind of scared, and he's kind of tired like I am, and so we don't want to stress him too much. It'll exhaust him and make him vulnerable to predators, so we're going to let him go. And we're going to let him go right by this burrow, which is probably his. There's a network of burrows all the way around where they feed, and so this is likely to be his, and we're going to just see if he'll go right in there. There you go. Oh, there. Look at this beautiful freshwater slider. It's a common turtle in Florida. It's probably a female. And look at this. See this flap? Now this right here is an injury, probably from an alligator that got a hold of this turtle. In fact, if you look right here, she's missing a leg. And if you look at the other side, on the carapace, here's the other part of this injury. It went all the way from the bottom to the top. Oh, wow! Look what I just caught in my backyard. This is a glass lizard. It actually looks like a snake, but it isn't a snake. And there's 4 ways you can tell this from a snake. And the first one is, it has functional eyelids. The glass lizard also has an external ear opening, which a snake doesn't have. Third thing that makes a glass lizard different from a snake is its belly. A snake will have broad belly scales, but the glass lizard doesn't have that. And the fourth thing that makes the glass lizard different from the snake is its movement. The reason they call it a glass lizard because it has the ability to lose its tail or autotomize. And it does this so that it can distract the predator. The tail falls off, it keeps wiggling, and the predator is distracted by that and fails to see the lizard make a clean getaway. It's better to lose your tail than lose your life. You can tell this tail has been broken off because it's a different color from the rest of the body. It's kind of a brownish color, and it lacks the original striping. What we have here is a beautiful common snapping turtle. It's an unusual sight because usually they're hiding. They don't come out very often. On a nice drizzly day like today, the rain, they venture out, maybe cross from one pond to another. So this is a beautiful sight to see this. This is a beautiful large snapping turtle. Nice. It's got a leech. All right. Woo! This incredible grasshopper is a lubber grasshopper. Now this guy, he's toxic because of the plants he eats. And he'll incorporate them into his body, store them in glands, and then secrete them out. See these spikes on the back leg? They rake these through the poison, and when a predator tries to eat them, they can inject those poison spikes right into them. That's just beautiful. Oh, great. Look at the size of her. Now it's called the golden orb weaver spider because its web is yellow, golden colored. You see how big she is. She's a whopper. Now if you look down here, a little bit further down the web, see the little male? Right there? That's as big as he gets. That's the male. And he lives in her web, and he feeds on her table scraps, her leftovers. When she's busy eating, he'll sneak in and mate with her.